speaker can know you better and can interact you better so that we all have the pleasant experience. So again, let me just welcome the YouTube audience and whosoever watching it live and whosoever will be watching this recording later, either on YouTube or other social media. Welcome once again. And today's topic is a magical journey and experience in learning. And for that, I would like to invite with a pleasure, happiness, because today's speaker, he is very passionate gentleman who was a part of Empowerment Talks as an audience consistently, sharing his wisdom, and he has joined us from UK, United Kingdom. And please help me to welcome the guest speaker of today's episode, Mr. Khalid Khan. Khalid Khan, as you can see, he's a magic trainer. That's what he calls himself. And he's an international health, safety, and environmental trainer and consultant. And he is into this field since last 20 years. And he has gained experience in a variety of areas as a consultant, as an operational management consultant, working for a number of business, including both public and private sector organizations across the world. He has delivered accredited training courses in Yemen, Pakistan, South Africa, China, Libya, Nigeria, Kazakhstan, Qatar, Tunisia, India, as a big list of different countries, and throughout United Kingdom. He has also delivered health and safety presentations to Pakistan State Oil, Kuwait Society of Safety Engineers, and Anglo-Eastern Maritime Training Center. He's passionate about training and believes that everyone has the capacity to learn effectively, and that learning is magical. Yes. So with this, I would like to request you all, please help me to welcome with big round of applause, the magician trainer, Mr. Khalid Khan. Over to you, Khalid. Floor is all yours, and we all are ready to watch your magic.
Thank you very much, Kamin. Let's start off with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I thank Almighty Allah for granting me skills and experiences that I can share with you. All my knowledge and skills are a gift from the Almighty. However, the mistakes are my own. I'd like to thank Empowerment Talks for inviting me onto their wonderful platform to allow me to demonstrate my skills, especially Conan, who's quite motivating and really, really helpful. And finally, I'd like to thank you guys for attending. Two things a human being can give to another which is most valuable. One is knowledge. So hopefully we will share knowledge. The second most important thing is time. Everybody these days leads busy lives. So for you to give up your time, that is amazing. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, Conan has mentioned a magical journey. So my challenge today is to give you a magical experience. Now to do this, I have a few tricks. The first thing is this session is going to be amazingly interactive. My challenge is to hear all your voices and share your knowledge. So really interactive. The second thing I'm going to do is take you guys out of your comfort zone. So put in the chat box if you want to leave the comfort zone. So put O for out, or if you are really nervous and scared, put in S to stay in your comfort zone. So off you go. So O, out, S, in. Okay, excellent. We are getting some O's, which is really, really good. That's going to lead to this magical experience. Now, for this experience to be truly magical, you will need pen and paper. So there is going to be challenges for you guys to demonstrate your skills. So if you get a pen and paper, then I will prepare my slides whilst we are getting together. Okay, is the screen visible to everybody?
Yes, Khalid, is visible to all.
Excellent. Okay, so let's kick off. Going in, because I've got full screen, if you feedback the chats to me, that would be great.
Sure, I'll do that.
Thank you. Right, the first question, guys, for all of you is this. Give me a word in the chat that is going to take you from where you are today, or not you, but anybody, from ordinary to world class. So what do you need to do? Give me a word that will take you from ordinary to world class. So let me know, Kanoin, when everybody's done.
Yes, it's a passion, commitment, attitude, get out of the comfort zone, work hard. Coming. Stop.
Really good answers.
Stop procrastinating, creative, hard work, all positive words coming up, Khalid.
Brilliant, brilliant. The magic word, though, let me give you the magic word. Actually, there's two magic words. One is do, and the second one is action, meaning the same things. If you want to move to world class, you need to take action. You need to do what's required to get there. Agree?
Wow, agree. So simple, but yeah, powerful.
Okay, so let's demonstrate to you then. When you look at this idea of action and how to achieve mastery, there is no better quote than from the mighty Bruce Lee. So Bruce Lee, when he was once asked, you are a mighty martial artist, who are you afraid of in a battle or in a match? And he quoted this. He said, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, not the person with a variety of kicks, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. So practice is a key to mastery. You need to do, and do again to achieve mastery. The second misnomer about mastery is we think of it as a linear journey. We start at the beginning, then slowly or quickly we reach a period of mastery. That is incorrect. The road to mastery is actually quite a challenge. First, we quickly have simple wins. We think we are really good, we are competent, we know everything. This is where we reach Mount Stupid, when we think we know everything. Actually, the road to mastery is to think we know very little, even when we know a lot. So it's a slow journey. Now, why have I chosen this topic of learning to share with you today? Let me give you another magical quote. If you look at the future, what this individual said is the illiterate of the next century won't be the people who can't read or write, will be those who can't learn, unlearn, and relearn. So you need to have the power to learn. The challenge for me as a trainer is to get people to think. When you start to think, that's when the magic appears. Are you ready to think? Yes? Are we ready to think?
Yes, we all are ready.
Okay, let's go. So this is your first question. Some of you may have thought of this puzzle or come across this puzzle before, but let's have a think. So before I give you the question, here is a setting. If a cricket bat and ball cost £1.10p together, the cost of the bat is £1 more than the ball. You have 5 seconds to answer this question. So quickly in the chat box, tell me how much does the ball cost?
5p.90. Keep on coming, guys.
Keep going, guys, keep going.
I think we all are doing some maths. It might take some time, but keep on coming, guys. 90p, okay.
Okay, good. Remember the challenge is to do things. So don't be afraid of getting the answer wrong. There is learning taking place whether you get it right or wrong. Actually, our first thought, our instinct and intuition tell us if the bat is £1, then surely the ball must be 10p. Okay, together £1 plus 10p comes to 110. But actually that is incorrect. So let's explain why. Remember the magical phrase here was the bat costs £1 more than the ball. So instantly we think of 10p plus £1 is £1.10. But actually the bat needs to be £1 more. So the correct answer is 5p. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. And the award goes to Jai Shri Krishnaraj Iyer and who else? Krishnaraj Iyer.
Well done. So what we do is sometimes this is known as system one thinking. We think quickly and use our intuition to get to answers for any questions in our life. But the problem with that is we sometimes need to step back and think more deeply. That involves system two thinking, which takes time. So instantly, if you come to an answer, invariably, not always, but invariably it can be wrong. So do not rely too much on your intuition. Okay, next give you a more high level challenge. All right, so this is where your pen and paper comes to the fore. Now this question is, you have the numbers at the bottom. So you have 50, you have 3, you have 8, 9, 5, and 4. You can multiply, add, subtract, and use division. You need to come to an answer of 770. Now, because this is a high-level question, challenge, ideally you need to use all 6 numbers, but that is hard. So if you use any numbers to get to 770, that is a good result. So off you go. So I'll give you a minute to see how you go. Oops. Yeah. No, I can't see any of you guys because I've just got the slide, but I can see in your brain is working hard, but also you have fear. You have fear because you think this is really difficult and challenging. Hopefully none of you guys are using Google or using your phones to try and find a shortcut. But I will explain why I've put this challenge on the slide for you to think about. So on that basis, guys, let me give you the solution. Don't worry. I purposely put this high-level challenge in place because I knew it was going to be difficult. Have you had any answers gone in?
No, we all are still doing some calculation.
Okay, don't worry. I mean, okay, if you want to carry on, let me give you another 30 seconds.
Challenge accepted, guys. Our audience are very smart. They're doing the calculation.
Excellent.
Not so easy.
Okay, guys, I'm conscious of the time. So well done in attempting it. Are you ready for the solution?
Better. Go ahead.
Okay, so first thing to notice, guys, this is a two-part challenge. First part, you have to get the main numbers to reach that magical 770. So the first calculation you could use was 50 plus 3 gives you 53. 9 plus 5 will give you 14. 8 divided by 4 will give you 2. 2 plus 53 will give you 55. 55 times 14 will give you the magical 770. Good, interesting puzzle?
Bit tricky, but interesting. Yes.
Okay, so I'll explain this and we go on to the next part. Okay. Let me tell you the most important factor when you are learning. Okay, so let me ask you the question first, then I'll give you the answer. Go on in. As you're off on mute, what do you think is the biggest factor that will allow you to succeed when you are learning anything? Just give me one thing.
Come again, Khalid. I didn't get you.
What will determine if you are successful in learning? One thing that will determine whether you are successful in learning.
Oh, my outcome, result, the objectives, the fulfillment.
Okay. And what about you personally? What would help you achieve success in learning?
My commitment.
Okay, good. Actually, guys, the biggest factor is your mindset and how you feel.
Okay.
If you feel just like the number thing, if you looked at that number question and said, this is impossible, this is for mathematicians, this is for clever people, this is beyond my capability, then already you are defeated. If you said to yourself, this is a challenge, this looks really tricky, but I am determined, I feel really positive, I can do this, then you will succeed. So if you are learning anything, have that positive mindset, have that feeling within you that this is a challenge. I love to learn. This is just another learning episode. That makes sense, Conan?
Interesting. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you another reason why you should learn. Okay, before I give you another reason, let's give you some magic. This is being developed by a university in Australia. It's called a special font. It's called Sans Fogetica. A nice, interesting font. And here what they've done is they've said, if the brain needs to work hard to make sense of information, that will help in its retention and recall. Okay? So if you could, for this exercise, go in, unmute everybody, and they can read after me that these are the 7 new wonders of the world. Right, so if you unmute everybody, I'll read it first, and then you guys can read after me, and then we'll test at the end of the session whether we can have retained this knowledge. Okay, are we ready?
Yes, ready. All are unmute.
Good. All right, guys, the first one, as you can see, that is a Taj Mahal in India.
Yes.
So if you repeat after me, Taj Mahal, India.
Taj Mahal, India. Come on, guys.
So let's do it again. I didn't hear any other voices going in. So Taj Mahal, India.
Taj Mahal, India.
Okay. The second one is Christ the Redeemer, Brazil.
Christ the Redeemer, Brazil.
Okay. Petra, Jordan.
Petra, Jordan. Come on, guys.
Okay.
Our audience, you can. Yeah,
I
you
can't
are.
hear the audience. All of these guys wanted to come out their comfort zone. They are still very much stuck in their comfort zone. Come on, guys.
I had to unmute them. Now I have done it. So come on, guys.
Okay, let's go for number 4 then. The
Petra,
Great Wall of
Jordan.
China.
The Great Wall of China.
Excellent. Number 5 is the Colosseum in Rome.
The Colosseum in Rome.
Colosseum in Rome.
Okay, next, guys, is pronounced Machu Picchu in Peru.
Machu
Picchu,
Peru.
And this is, guys, this was part of the great Inca Empire. And the last 7th wonder pronounced Chichen Itza in Mexico.
Chichen
Itza, Mexico.
Excellent, well done, brilliant. So we'll review this at the end of the session. Okay. Next reason, guys, why you should learn.
Let me
Great
mute.
Muhammad Ali had this quote: I try to learn as much as I can because I know nothing compared to what I need to know. And that is true for all of us. Knowledge and our brain power is infinite. Unfortunately, we learn very little and pretend we know a lot. Agree?
Agree.
Okay, excellent. Now, guys, we are ready for fun. So this is the theory part. Now, going back to what we're here for, to create the magic. So let me put myself back on camera. Okay, Conan, if you can put me back on camera, stop my screen sharing. That might be easier for you to do.
Yeah, you're back.
Excellent. How many people we have now, guys? So for this session, I want all of you to pick a number from 1 to 15, but I want each of you to have a different number. Okay, so put in the chat box 1, 2, 3, 4, just a single number, 1 to 15. Okay, no, try not to have repetitions. Obviously, there's more than 15 people, but we will have some repetition. So pick a number and remember that number. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Right. So, Conan, your mission is to make sure we've covered all 15.
Oops.
All,
Okay.
all 15 numbers. Okay?
Keep on coming, guys. It's still missing. There are numbers missing.
Okay, so make sure all 15 numbers are covered, please. Okay. Now, this is your comfort zone being removed. So for this part of the session, guys, are you ready? Are you ready to leave your comfort zone? Give me a yes.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. Okay, so let me share some magic with you then.
Seven, 1, 9. Millionaires E-Talk edition. We can see that.
Okay, especially for you guys. Are you ready to play?
Yes.
Okay. So for some of you, you get stuck. But for each of these questions, okay, for each of these questions, you have a lifeline. Let's go for personal question one. But before we do that, I'd like to see the person's face. So, when I how can I see the
Yeah, Khalid, the audio is a bit loud. The computer audio.
Okay.
Computer audio is a bit louder than your voice. The correct answer coming in A.
Okay, wait. Remember, Conan, we're taking people out of their comfort zone. So the number one needs to come on screen and answer the question.
Okay.
So
Number 1, Santosh Soni.
okay, so Let's see Santosh. Where's Santosh?
Santosh Soni, can you come live?
Okay, Conan, I can't see the video people. How can
No,
I?
sorry, not Santosh. It was Sanjay P. Sanjay P.
Okay.
Sanjay P. Sorry, Santosh. Sanjay P. Can you come on live? Sanjay P. Yes, Sanjay P. You are the winner. Yeah, Khalid, Sanjay is here.
Okay, I can't see Sanjay.
Sanjay, you can't see. Okay, let me request him again. Sanjay P is here.
Okay, well, I can't see him because I've got my slides on. Can I see him in any different way?
He is there.
Okay, not to worry. Sanjay, give me your answer, please.
Yeah, he's waving at you.
Okay, I can't see him, so I will assume he's there. Sanjay, your answer is?
A, Khalid.
Okay, thank you very much. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well done. Okay, next. Right, for each question, guys, I will give you a tip, a learning tip. Tip number 1, write it down. If you are learning anything, write it down with your hand. Science has proven it's far more powerful writing things with your hand than typing on a keyboard. The link with your hand movement and retention in your brain is far more effective. So tip number 1. Next, let's go for number 2. What I'll do, guys, I'll mute the sound.
Come on, guys, answer.
Okay, Conan, who's number 2?
Yeah, it is Safdar Khan.
Okay, Safdar.
Safdar Khan.
Okay, let me reduce the sound level. Okay,
Yeah,
Safdar.
reduce it. Safdar Khan, can you come live?
Let me see that.
Safdar Khan has answered. Yes, Safdar, we can see you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Safdar, what's your answer, please?
It's United Arab Dirham.
Excellent, Safdar Khan. Safdar Khan, guys, is one of my students, so it's really nice to hear him on the screen. Okay, so let me put the slide back on.
Thank you, Safdar.
Thank you.
So you've gone for dirham. Final answer? Excellent. Okay, let's go for the next person, number 3.
The fifth planet away from the sun in our solar system is called.
Who's number 3?
Come on, guys, answer. Yeah, I can't answer. Come on, guys. Khalid, my wife is answering.
Okay, great. Let's have your wife. What's your wife telling us?
Her answer is C, Jupiter.
Jupiter. Okay, let's see if she's correct then. Okay. Now, another good way, guys, whilst the system is loading up, to remember things is use of mnemonics. Okay, so if you have a mnemonic, that will allow you to remember lots of information.
Mnemonics.
Does anybody have a mnemonic for remembering the planets?
Mnemonic?
Yeah, we know.
How do you?
I'm ready.
Yeah, actually, my daughter Shanza is responding. Come.
Excellent. So let me share that with her and with the rest of the guys. So one mnemonic, guys, is my very easy method. Just say you know planets.
Wonderful. Great.
Mercury, very Venus, easy Earth, method Mars, just Jupiter, S, Saturn, U would be for Uranus, no, Neptune, and P, Pluto. Was that good?
Wonderful.
Excellent. Okay, next.
My?
Who do we have for number 4?
Which capital has got the first century?
Now this is a tricky question, so be careful. Number 4. Who's number 4? Come in.
Not yet. Sardar Khan has answered, but let others also answer. Come on, guys. No, Kenny. Come on, guys, answer.
We have no cricket fans.
Ricky Ponting.
Okay, Ricky Ponting. I will tell you that's the wrong answer. Let's give you 50-50. Sorry, who am I speaking to?
Sirini says B. Dr. Nabila says Jack Hobbs. Krishna Raj said D.
Okay, let's give you 50-50. Dr. Nabila is your magician. That is the correct answer. Well done. Okay, next question. Let's go for number 5.
In which country does the largest human migration occur annually? Come on, guys. Krishna Raj said D. No, this previous answer. Becky said B. Saudi Arabia. D.
Okay, again, this is a hard question for some of you guys. So let's ask the audience. Let's see what the computer says. Actually, it's not what you guys are thinking. Most of you guys do not know this because it's an annual migration. So, the question
Nabila?
here is, every year within one country, where do people move? How many people move? Anybody
Bakr say
from
A.
China?
Abu Bakr say A. Nabila A. Saman C. Paki B. D.
Okay.
Only one C.
Okay, the correct answer is, surprisingly, C, China.
Okay.
Every spring festival, we have close to 350 million people moving from where they work to their hometown.
And the winner is Saman.
Okay, excellent. Now you're ready for these 20 questions.
Please
Okay,
lower,
next question. Who's
Khalid, can you lower the volume of the computer?
I think so. I'll try and blank it out. I think the problem is if I lower the volume, the speaker is affected as well.
Okay, little low if you can make.
Okay, I will do.
Quite interesting game.
Okay. Right, so next question.
Are you ready, guys? Yes, we are ready.
Excellent. Okay, so we've done this. So number 6.
Construction of which of these famous landmarks was completed first? A. Empire State Building, B. Golden Temple, C. Eiffel Tower, and D. Big Ben Clock Tower. And the answer from Safdar is A. Saman, B. Come on, guys, keep on coming. Krishna Raj, B. Come on.
Okay, the correct answer, guys.
And the answer is Golden Temple. The award goes to who say B first.
Excellent. So Golden Temple, guys, was created in 16th century. The next oldest is Big Ben, which was in the 18th century. Empire State Building and Eiffel Tower are in the 19th century. Okay, question. This is for the oil and gas people.
Which company? Shell, SOPP, come on guys. Saman say A, Safdar Khan A. Come on, keep on coming, keep on coming. Keep passion A. Three A's. And the correct answer is A. The winner is sub packing.
Excellent. Okay, next question. Now, all of you guys should get this correct. All of you have traveled internationally, have been to airports. This is an easy question.
Come on, guys. A, B, B. Nabila say A, Saman B, Nabila B, Giriraj, Giri A.
The correct answer, Nabila, is your clever student. Okay, next question. Okay, so a tricky one here, guys, for those of you who do not read literature. So let me share this famous opening line.
William David says C.
It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of
Saman say
foolishness.
D. William David says C.
It was
Safdar
the
Khan
season
C.
of light, it was the season of darkness. The opening line of which famous book? The correct answer, guys, is Tale of Two Cities, which was about the French Revolution.
And the winner is William David.
Okay, next.
Which is the second largest organ of human body? Dr. Nabila must give the correct answer quickly.
Yes, Nabila Fidel.
Safdar say B. Come on guys. Giri say A.
Okay.
It is the skin, largest organ of the body. The skin.
C. Skin from Major Narayanan.
Major, the question is not the largest, the second largest.
Second largest, Major. Dr. Nabila say liver. Wow, and the winner is Dr. Nabila. Congratulations.
Okay, guys, we're coming to the final few questions.
Which of these religious observances lasts for the shortest period of time during the calendar year?
The Happy Diwali to all those who are celebrating Diwali.
So the correct answer is Diwali.
What do the learners say? What are people saying?
Shortest period of time. I don't know length, I don't know Hanukkah. Safdar say A is the longest.
Read the question.
Saman say B. Come on guys. If I need to guess it, I don't know. Krishna Raj says C, Diwali.
Good. Krishna Raj is right.
Diwali is the correct answer, and the winner is Krishna Raj Iyer.
Okay, for your knowledge, guys, Ramadan on average lasts between 29 and 30 days. Lent is observation for 40 days. Hanukkah lasts for 8 days and 8 nights. I believe Diwali lasts for 5 days.
Yes.
So it's the shortest.
And the
Okay,
next
next.
question for 100,000. Wow. Which is the largest state of India by population? A. Uttar Pradesh. Khan, Aman, Visharaj, B. All B is coming.
You guys should know your country well.
And the winner is Aman.
Okay.
250,000. Which of these concepts time in a single row of a standard ERTYQ?
What do you think?
அதுக்கு கொடுத்தாங்க இதுக்கு
Any answers that come in?
Answer coming. A, C. Come on, A, Sardar A, William David A.
Okay, let's give you maybe another 50-50, eh?
Let's go with 50-50, Salad and Salman. Okay, so
Salad.
Nabila say A, Salman say A, Sardar say A.
salad.
Salad is the correct answer. And the winner is Sardar Khan.
Okay, coming to the big money question.
And for 500,000 pounds, the Earth is approximately how many miles away from the Sun? Come on, guys, this is the easiest one. Come on, say B, 93 million. Come on, guys. Sardar Khan say D, 139 million. Come on, come on, come on, keep on coming. So B is the correct answer, and the winner is Saman.
Okay, very good. Okay. Let's see who can win the million.
For 1 million pounds. Neurologists believe that the brain's medial ventral prefrontal cortex is activated when you do what? Oh. My answer is B. Let's see who is coming what. Saman say B, Sardar A. Come on, guys.
Remember a name. B. Remember a name.
Okay, good.
B. B is Saman, Sardar A, Dr. Nabila B, Sirini B.
The correct answer, guys, is
And nobody could answer this.
okay. So let's
Congratulations to all the winners.
Yeah. நான்
okay, guys. So apart from some fun, what did we learn from that experience? So let me explain what I've learned, and then you can feed that back. Remember at the beginning, I asked you, do you want to move out your comfort zone? The truth of the matter is most people don't. We say we do, but we are still living a world of fear. We're scared of doing something that may make us look bad. Now, these questions were fun, some were easy, some a bit more challenging. But actually, getting things wrong is good for our brain. When we get things wrong, our brain will analyze the information and learn from it. The only thing that stops us doing things is really our ego. Because our ego tells us we are knowing, we're knowledgeable, we are clever, we are smart. But actually, no person knows the questions to everything. It's not possible. So don't be afraid of getting things wrong. Getting things wrong is good. I get things wrong all the time. But that doesn't stop me doing my job. The other big fear factor was this idea of duties and allocations. So here with Zoom, it's not always easy. But remember, all of you guys were assigned a number. Did you correspond to your number? Most of you didn't. What happened was you saw solace in crowd. So when there's more group of people, we feel happy that I am not being flagged out for special treatment. But actually, performance and mastery is about the individual. If you got all the questions right, that's great. If you got all the questions wrong, that's equally great. But we don't want to share our own fears and failures. We only want to share success. Success is good, but it's not the achievement that's important, it's the process. If you don't participate, you can't win. If you don't fail, you can't succeed the next time. So don't be living in dogma where you think if everybody succeeds, I am part of the group, it's great. In reality, failure is a day-to-day process. So for learning to be magical, we need to embrace failure. We need to say, hey, I tried, I got it wrong, I'll try again. Some of these questions I've spent quite a lot of time on to give you guys a fighting chance. But at the same time, some of the questions were made difficult to give you that challenge, to see if you're able to rise to the challenge. So don't be fearful of getting things wrong. That is the main thing that holds people back when they're trying to learn anything new. If you're trying to learn a skill, the scientists have said it takes 10,000 hours. So don't think you can learn something today and be an expert tomorrow. It's impossible. So that's the main lesson in today's session. I hope A, you had fun, and B, you found some magic within my training. And let me thank you again for your time and participation, and I'll hand over to Conain for any questions.
Thank you so much, Khalid. It was certainly magical, very entertaining, and one of its kind. I think the way you took the session and the way you explained the concept was very unique, very different. And for me, this is the first kind of experience. So thank you so much. I believe it was truly magical. So, yeah, I'm sure that there'll be many questions coming from the audience. But before I go to audience, can I ask a quick question, Khalid?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. You mentioned something about fearful. So it's very obvious that if our mindset is full of fear, it would be very challenging to learn new things. And you also mentioned about the process of unlearning. So would you please help us to understand how to get rid of this fear? Because this is one of the very challenging limiting beliefs which almost everyone we carries. So is there any tip, any suggestion so that we get rid of all those fears, we become more confident and ready to take the challenges and move forward?
Really good question, Conain. And obviously the trainer, my mission is to remove this fear. Remember, we are afraid not of getting things wrong. We're afraid of the judgment of others. You are a degree holder, you are a doctor, you are a master, you're a professional. How can you get a basic question wrong? So the judgment of others is something that holds us back. But actually, what fear is, as most people have said, is internal, is false evidence appearing real. Now, I spent a lot of time preparing this. If your feedback is positive, that's great. If your feedback is negative, that's equally great, because negative feedback means I need to work harder. I need to spend more time and energy preparing information. I need to understand this of Zoom. I need to make sense of how I can utilize it to its full potential. So don't see fear and negative feedback as bad. See it as feedback. The other thing to be consumed with and concerned with is people who give you feedback are expressing their opinion. People's opinion is not your reality. You should work on your own reality. I am passionate about training, I'm passionate about learning. I will do my best. Will I be the world's best trainer? Inshallah. But I can't say with certainty. But as long as I am happy with my performance, Other people's viewpoint is their opinion. So don't be consumed with what other people say. Work internally on how to be best at what you want to be.
Thank you, Khalid. This reminds me of a quotation which my daughter Maisha, she used to say that your perception is not my reality.
True.
So thank you so much, Khalid. Now, other question coming to my mind, you mentioned that the process of unlearning and then relearning. So what exactly shall we do to unlearn and relearn?
That's really good question. I guess what you need to be careful of when we learn, we're not really learning the pure sense. So if I ask you, tell me something about Dubai, where you are, some of your information will be facts, some of your information will be opinion. So you need to be clear. Do you have knowledge of facts or are you sharing opinion? Opinion is not learning. You are having secondhand information for people. You haven't tested that information. So if most of your knowledge is based on opinion, you need to unlearn that. You need to dismiss that and start again. Let's give you an idea now, linked to what's happening in the world now. With the new vaccine, lots of people are afraid. They're saying the vaccine may have some toxic material in it. It could do us harm. It may have some nanoparticles, so the government will track where we go. It may have some, obviously for Muslims, some haram stuff in there. That is people's opinion. You need to decipher that and try and learn facts. Where is this information coming from? How reliable is it? Lots of people use the internet as their source of information. For each one true statement, there'll be 15,000 which are untrue. So you need to learn where is the source of information and is it established as fact. Once you know it's fact, then you can quote that information. If it's opinion, then it has no validity.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you, Khalid. And other question, Khalid, coming to my mind from the students, from children perspective, because there's always, they need to learn concepts and they need to learn facts. So what could be the easier method to learn the concept of any specific subject?
Good. Okay, concepts and facts, good way to learn, especially for children. Two things. One is to make it into a game. Gamification is powerful. So a method of learning, just like we did today, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, any games that the children enjoy, that will help them to learn concepts and information. Another powerful way to learn, guys, is to make songs, design songs. Music is quite powerful, especially for young people, to get them into the state where their brain is more susceptible to learn information. So if they create their own songs, even create their own music, that'd be quite powerful. The type of music, though, you're looking for, you've got to be careful. Songs are not really good for learning. What you want is something like classical music at between 50 and 80 beats per minute. That will put people into what's known as a gamma state, where they're more receptive to learning.
Thank you, Khalid. And where it comes, the emotions and the feelings, as you had mentioned in the your talk in the beginning.
In terms of emotions, guys, I think if you think about learning, you need to be involved in the process. You need to activate all your senses. So sometimes if you go somewhere, let me give you a tip if all of you want to learn. One good tip would be to take a lemon with you. If you go to a classroom or even before an exam, take a lemon, cut the lemon in half. The smell of the lemon will activate your brain in a way that will help you learn. So some foods are good for learning, smells are good for learning, and sounds are good for learning. And all these will give you an emotional reaction that will put you in a state that will help you learn.
That's great. I think it's very useful tips. Thank you, Khalid. And my other question, Khalid, too, is that you mentioned that you have traveled across the globe and various countries for delivering the trainings and all. So what was your experience visiting all these countries? Would you like to share with our audience?
Sure. Wherever I've gone in the world, the capacity to learn is amazing. From countries where they have very little resources for learning, all the way to countries that have got the full resources in terms of capability. Everybody wants to learn. The problem with learning is people don't know how to learn. If I wanted to spend my time and energy, which unfortunately is somewhat limited, I would design a course that would give the fundamentals of learning to everybody. Because what happens is, it's like somebody trying to, somebody giving a car as a present, yet they don't know how to drive. So the car may be really nice and shiny and look really wonderful, but if you don't know how to drive, the car is not much good to you. Same with on a course, people's study skills can be quite poor. They don't really understand what they're trying to do. And that causes quite a bit of emotional conflict, especially if it's linked to a job. That causes quite a lot of issues. So the main thing what people should do is look at their capabilities. Can I absorb lots of information? Can I dedicate time to learn this? Can I live with the failure of not passing the exam? If you can do all these things, then you will be successful.
Great answer. Thank you, Khalid. And my other question, Khalid, too, is that you are into health, safety, and environmental training. So how did you shifted yourself from different kinds of training, the motivational training and all? What exactly is your passion, Khalid?
It's a good, really good question, Colin. Actually, health and safety is my profession. My real passion is two things: teaching and learning myself, and second, people. In some ways, I'm really blessed because all of my students are far more clever than I am. So they are the real magicians in my training. All I have is blessed with knowledge and some skills. So if I like people, then my job is really, really easy. If I don't like people, then my job is hard, but I am blessed because I like all my students. Even students who give me a difficult time, I enjoy spending time with them because they challenge my skills and allow me to improve.
Wow, that's very profound. Thank you, Khalid. And in case any of our audience would like to reach you for additional coaching or training, how can we reach you, Khalid?
Fine. Obviously, Conan, you have my LinkedIn profile, you have my contact number. Feel free to share with the audience. I am due to redo my LinkedIn profile because simply it's too boring and too commercial and professional. What my mission is to create fun in training. So my LinkedIn profile in the next few days will become more fun, and that's what I am all about.
Great. Thank you so much, Khalid Khan, joining us from UK, Birmingham. And my last question before we request our audience to ask directly the question to you is that you have been part of our journey, Empowerment Talks, and been associated since the beginning, I believe. So now joining and learning, understanding, and attending the speakers and the conversations on our ET platform. Now today you are addressing and talking with our audience. So what's your experience? How was your journey and how do you feel, Khalid?
Well, first of all, Conan, thank you very much for inviting me to share my thoughts on your wonderful platform. Actually, eTalks is magical. That's a good way to describe eTalks, what you guys are doing, regardless of the number of participants, irrespective of the audience. There is magic happening every time there is an eTalks session. As I said at the beginning, if we share knowledge, 1 ounce of knowledge is worth a ton of gold. So knowledge is key. If you guys learn something that will make your life better, that will allow you to have creativity in whatever you do, that's great. But remember, the magic word is not knowledge on its own is powerless. Knowledge with action is what's going to make you world class.
Yeah, thank you, Khalid. As you had also mentioned that the most powerful word is do or action. So that's so profound. So on behalf of Empowerment Talks team, founder Faisal, co-founder Yash Rawat, and all the audience. I would like to thank you again, Khalid, for spending your time, coming on board and having conversation with our audience. Thank you so much. May God bless you.